o'clock, and I was down in 160, and all up and down the band you'd hear beacons, but that's probably something different. But it would only be like 3 characters.
Yeah, it's probably something like more like that, a spur of one of those or something, because it does sound, it is repetitive. It's the same thing over and over. Now I don't hear it. It's gone.
What would the harmonic be? 1420?
No, now I hear it again faintly. Wouldn't it be half of that? Not double that. $320?
Oh, 320, okay.
No, 370. I'm sorry, 370. You know, I think that does fall right in that aircraft beacon range. 370.
Can you copy it at all?
I'm so rusty at CW. I can't. Yeah, but I can copy it, but I can't understand it. I'm too rusty.
There's an app for that.
I don't know if it could do it with interference. You know, that would have to be in the clear. Maybe Chuck can copy it. I hear it good right now. Can you hear that, Chuck?
I heard it that time over your microphone, man. Big time.
Now 740 is starting to cover it up, but it's still in there. It does vary in signal strength.
Kind of goes with that song. How copy?
What's that? You do or you don't?
Now, do you hear my CW?
Yes.
Yeah, question mark. Yeah, crank up the speed a little bit. Well, anyway, I'm going to switch radios, and I'll go down to 340 and listen.
I'm looking up the frequency range for them. Where they are. Non-directional beacons. 190 to 535. So there you go. I'll bet that's what it is. I bet that's what it is. Non-directional beacon harmonic.
Yeah, you might be picking up Heritage Field IFR. You ever tune across the AM broadcast and pick up the information beacons off the turnpike?
Yeah, actually, I like to do that every once in a while. Just to, they're like from 1600 to 1700. Not necessarily turnpike, but other highways. And I've heard some pretty far off ones at times, like out in Indiana and whatnot.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I could hear the Downingtown interchange, the Valley Forge interchange, and Mid County.
Yeah, yeah. There's like 1640, and there's also different ones, or 1620, 1660, different areas. every once in a while I'll go looking for those and see what I can hear. And usually if I'm up early in the morning, just before sunrise or just at sunset, if I think of it, I try looking for them.
You can actually see the antennas next to the unit. It's a vertical that's like 8 foot long, and then there's this big loading resistor in it that matches the final.
Roger. Yeah, Roger, I seen them. Like, man, talk about like a rubber ducky for the frequency, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're putting probably 20 watts in, and then the effective radiated energy or power is probably milliwatts. Yeah, lots of watts.
Yeah, but it's amazing how far off you can hear those things. Really pretty far, a long, long ways. Hello, Bagger. Time for Classic Radio Roundup, I reckon.
Yeah, Classic Radio Roundup. Best show on Citizens Band Radio. Hey, Sandbagger, you get your yard work done? Well, some of it I got done. I changed the antifreeze of my truck, which was what I wanted to do, and I tried to trim a few branches off my tree that is near my beam, but I can only get up so far on that ladder. I'm going to need that bucket to get the rest of them. Hello. I heard that. Good evening, Bagger. Hello there, Sparky. Rasa Opsu Base Station, checking in. I heard Skeeter tuning up or something. Yeah, I hear him.
Countywide.
Oh, there you go. How's that there, Sparky? Yeah, that's the tune-up level I remembered. Yeah, no more grasser. Well, it's on the beam, and a fresh, brand new battery in my 776. It sounded good. Oh, that reminds me, this might need a battery. Mine was stone dead. I must have left the lock on the key down all weekend. Oh, that was you dropping them all. I hate when that happens.
That'll kill a battery quick. What a waste. And 9 volts ain't cheap no more.
No, they're not. I just got 2 brand new Energizers. Energizer. But it is nice and quiet in there.
Yeah, laid back local Classic Radio Roundup. 27115 on your AM radio dial.
That's right. What are you running, Skeeter? Is that the Mark II? It's a Mark III, Baker. Copy that. Right back at you. Hey, Roger. My big old Mark III, sitting on a top shelf. Top shelf equipment. Shiny. Think I might stick my nose back into this tram and get some receive. See what I can do. I was reading today on those old Panasonic chassis that they were saying they weren't plate modulated, they were Heising modulated. They were what? Is it called Heising modulated? So not plate modulated. I don't know about that. They don't need a modulation transformer per se. It's like the plate of the audio output tube is directly connected to the plate of the RF final, but I mean, that's plate modulation in my book. Yeah, 10.4 just saw that mentioned today, and then I looked it up, and sure enough, they were talking about radios from the 1930s and such.
Sounds like plate modulation to me. If the modulator goes to the plate of the final, sounds like plate modulation. What the heck else could it be?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a particular flavor of plate modulation, but it's still plate modulation. Yeah, it reminded me of the Heimlich maneuver. lines and modulation. I'll look it up again. Yeah, it's probably a flavor of plate modulation. It doesn't require a plate or a modulation transformer, and a secondary and all that other stuff.
Well, anyway, this is the KOMX Cosmic Radio Sonar FS 23. What you think, Wants?
What kind of microphone?
My Shure 450. What is it?
The unamplified one.
Yeah, the Shure 450. Same thing I use on the LMAC, because it's got the phono plug. It's the only thing I have wired up that way at the present time.
It's got good audio for an unamplified mic.
Yeah, I need to get +2 probably or something wired up. Would probably be real nice.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of reminds me of the Metrotech. It's actually probably a little bit louder than the Metrotech, but it's got that kind of tone quality.
Show you right.
I wouldn't mess with it, Pete. That thing sounds good. Yeah, it does.
I just look for another one of these mics or something. This one I have to swap back and forth between the multi-LMAC, but otherwise, yeah, I think it is a good match.
You're right. Heisen modulation does not use a modulation transformer. There you go.
But it's still plate modulation.
It's also known as constant current modulation, very popular in the early days of AM. There you go. That's also cheap to do.
Constant current modulation. I guess the voltage varies.
When the modulator tube is biased off, current is diverted to the PA stage. Power supply load current is nearly constant throughout the modulation cycle, hence the alternative name, constant current modulation. And now you know the rest of the story.
Radio tidbits on Classic Radio Roundup.
Where you not only talk, but you can learn.
Yeah, whether you want to or not.
I reject your knowledge. That's not profitable knowledge.
Won't believe what I say, but you'll believe an antenna has modulation gain.
Yeah, because Joe Gunn says so.
My piston came in today. Woohoo!
Uh-oh. Little tiny parts trickling in all over. Was it packed in Cosmoline?
No, it's a new manufacturer. New alloy, low expansion. Some kind of aluminum alloy, low expansion. What do they call it? A slipper piston, because there's no real side skirts to it, only front and rear skirts.
Mini skirt, short skirt, whatever.
It's supposed to be able to take real close tolerances. So, nothing but the best.
I took my Volvo 240 out of storage today. Ran it up and down the road a bunch of times.
Volvo, we make the safest cars because our drivers are the worst.
You got that right. It's got a nice big roof, that wagon. Big sheet metal, big piece of sheet metal up there. The Volvo Bourbon. It looked cool when it was in my garage. I had it up on the jack stands, and it was looking like, like it'd be like a like a Subaru Outback or something. I'm showing my boy you can drift with it today. It's got a Dana 35 in the back. It's a Dana 35 rear axle. In the Volvo tank 240, yes sir. Oh my. That's why you can drop a 302. And under the hood it's got the room up there for a 302. Oh, a Swedish-American hybrid. The Kludge Mobile.
When I lived down in Virginia, my next door neighbor had a, one of them big old Toyota Land Cruisers from the 70s, you know? He had a Chevy 350 in that thing.
You replaced the Toyota straight six with a Chevy straight six?
Chevy made a straight six 350? If they did, I didn't know about it.
Oh, I thought 250.
Oh, small block V8 350 threw in there. He did all kinds of modifications to that Land Cruiser, but that thing would go anywhere.
Gas everything but a gas station.
Hello, Hammer.
Signing in on the link there.
Well, he's there. I hear him. I don't know if he hears me.
I hear you. Hello, Hammer. Hello, Dave. Pete, everybody. Dr. Hammer.
Dr. Hammer's in the house. Go ahead, Hammer. You're in the house.
Hey, Skeeter, what's up? Not much. I heard some people made contact with you today out there in the Mobile. Yeah, we had good conditions today. Operator Ron and a few others. I talked to Operator Ron earlier in the week, too. I was hoping conditions would stay in there, but they fell out on this end anyway. Tim, Roger, you still working that Trinidad? Oh, yeah. Every once in a while, it sits up here on the shelf. We got the console 2 in line on the base, although I can't do nothing on the base as far as DX work. 10-4. Well, that may be subject to change in the future. Oh, it's subject to change anytime I want it. It's just how much I want to listen to the neighbors complain. You know what I mean? Now, I finally got a really good antenna sitting out on the balcony, so it could work. But I'm afraid every resident in the building would probably be banging on the door wanting me to shut it off.
Or, yeah, trip somebody's defibrillator.
Or make their pacemaker do flip-flops.
I've been in your building. You could kill a whole lot of people with a little bit too much RF in that place.
Yeah, you probably could. I moved the 4-pill out to the van, and so it's just running off that Connex in the van. It does a pretty good job by itself with that big old radio pushing it. All right, I just got back from the Loafer band.
Yeah, that's still coming in here. I bet that's a harmonic of a NDF. Or ND, whatever, MDB.
I copied 6 different transmitters.
What, that frequency we were talking about? What, 370?
Okay, at 410 kilohertz, there's a transmitter that transmits HV. 395, it transmits M and L, and then there's a long dash. 369, it's transmitting YMW and a long dash. 393, ML, a long dash. I think that's the same as 95. 367, it's YMW. 365, KMB, Bravo.
And 316, no school today.
It's coming in pretty good now. Oh, of course, as soon as I say that, it fades away. I don't hear it. But it was coming in. It's pretty fast. Not real fast. Probably 15 to 20 words a minute.
Yeah, this was like 5 words a minute. Painstakingly slow. And on 325 kilohertz, there was actually a data burst.
It's in there. I don't know if you can really hear it at the moment. But it's in there.
Maybe you're getting mixer products.
I never heard it there before. But yeah, I'm hearing the CW signal like a beacon coming in on 740.
Might be an intermod or some kind of other weird mix.
Your transmitter and your receivers combining the sum and the difference.
What radio are you listening on? Is it the helicopters?
Yeah, see if you can hear it right now.
Yes, you did. You got me a Honda CRV? I sure did, Jen.
Now it's
Just
below
what I
the
wanted.
audio. It keeps rising and falling in signal strength along with 740, but not necessarily the same.
I can hear it. It sounds like it's in the pass band.
You can either throw a tuner in line or change antennas to see if you still have it.
Why, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Hi, Sparky.
Hey, what's going on? Doc Hammer, good to hear you on the band.
You too with that nice sharp eagle.
Yeah, 10-4. Everybody's sounding good tonight. And yourself, your internet connection is stellar. Hearing you clean like your neighbor sitting in the driveway.
Yeah, I did a computer cleanup too. I'm kind of hoping that sped things up a little.
I'm sure that'll help.
Yeah, well, the audio, for everybody's audio is coming in good. I was hearing your feed there just fine. That Morse code on 740, I might try and pick that up here a little bit. I got my helicopters warming up.
What man can do when he believes in something and when he works together as a team, and then of course perseveres over time. The 80s are next on
You can hear it pretty good right now.
AM 740.
It's in there pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah, I hear that. Are you horizontal or vertical on the helicopters?
I'm on a 265 foot long doublet antenna at 70 feet, 160 meter. It's mostly horizontal, but it has a slight bit of V to it, inverted.
I roger that. Well, I got it coiled up. I've got a loaded horizontal outside strung across the balcony. I might try and see if I can't pick something up. That antenna I'm using is pretty good. I've never tried transmitting on it, but for listening on the helicopters, it works really good.
you running Vox, Doc Hammer?
Yeah, I am actually Vox through Pete's radio.
10-4, man. Yeah, I heard it come in there a couple times, and then it only cut out for just a split second. But that sounds like Fox, and now I know it's not internet related at all.
Due to technical issues at the Countywide Radio Control and Command Center (LLC), it's Vox or no hammer.
There you just heard the latest technical bulletin issued from our maintenance department.
Evening, Doc Hammer.
Well, hello, 44. Top of the evening to you.
Same to you. Glad to hear you in there again, Roger.
Hey, roger that. Well, you should have been in there this afternoon with Operator Ron. I was hoping you'd be in there, but we were out on the road taking the camper down to be stored, and I had some pretty good conditions out of the old motor van today.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, I was outside the yard raking up leaves most of the day, Roger.
Roger's on the wake breaking up leaves. We've had no need for that here. The wind's been blowing 45 and 50 miles an hour, and it's been a whopping 22 degrees outside.
You get any of that white stuff yet?
I had some flurries on night before last. We had some flurries. We're forecasting 4 inches for tomorrow night, though.
Oh, Roger. Okay, I'm going to be back on the side listening. Good hearing you in there. We're listening.
All right, Dave. Have a good evening. We're back to the big ass. Pete, it's ironic. I got my new wheel bearings for the motorcycle, and the weather turns off nasty, and the toy run is on Sunday, and they're forecasting snow. Which snow?
I did our big toy run a couple Sundays ago, and in a 10-day span either direction, that was the coldest, windiest day that was available. So we almost all had our socks blown off and everything, but we all had fun.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I make the run whether it's windy, cold, or whatever, as long as there's no snow on the street. Last year we had a pretty cold day to do it, and real high winds. This year I'm hoping I can put up with the cold, but I just hope there's no snow out there. It's all about the kids anyway. Of course, the big old chili feet at the end don't hurt none.
This weather forecast calls for snow showers here tomorrow.
Oh, joy. Yeah, well, barring a blizzard or a downpour, that's, I'm the same way. It could be, as cold as cold can get in this area, but I'll still go as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, it's not too hard to stay warm. All the leather I got and stuff, and with the windshield and everything, it's not too bad riding. Doggone, you just can't do much when there's snow on the street. You got an 800-pound motorcycle. That just don't work too good.
No, but we were commenting it was easier to stay warm while moving on the motorcycle than standing around still.
Yeah, roger that. Well, we have a big, rally start. Everybody's standing around for 30 or 45 minutes at the beginning. But at the end, there's that nice big building and all that hot chili.
Yeah, same sort of thing there. Same sort of thing. We all wound up at the electric factory there in Philadelphia, and there was food all over the place. And the windy and cool conditions didn't hamper the turnout any. There was still a few thousand motorcycles.
Yeah, and believe it or not, we had 248 last year, and for a town the size of Abilene, that's pretty doggone good. We have a tradition here. We always go over to Salina for theirs, and they come over here, and then we go to Clay Center, which is north of here about 20 miles. So it's kind of 4 or 5 communities all get together and support each other's toy run kind of thing.
That's right. That's the way to do it.
That's right.
Gentlemen, going to take a standby. Pete, you can flip the box off if you want. That way I'm not falsely triggering the thing. I'm going to listen, but I'm going to keep the lip zipped for a bit. Consider me checked in, though.
Countywide Radio, LLC on Classic Radio Roundup.
And this portion of Classic Radio Roundup is brought to you by the 05 Institute of Technical Excellence, where our motto is, if you can buy it, we can smoke it. Or fry it.
Yeah, I just looked at the weather report. Son of a gun, snow tomorrow.
That's what I said.
Well, I'm all set for winter because I got my coal delivery today.
Yeah, I brought my snowblower up out of the basement yesterday, so I'm all ready too.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be much. But I gotta drag mine out of the shed and make sure the carburetor's functioning properly with all this junk gas they have nowadays.
Yeah, we're not supposed to get much. They said we could possibly get a coating on non-paved surfaces. That's about it.
And Sunday night again.
Oh, beauty.
Ha! My dad made a recording of the Halloween show, and I got the disc, so I can actually do like my what I sounded like on the air weather report. Not necessarily current.
No, it was a lot warmer that week.
I'm popping the disc in the computer now. There you go. I have to just play around till I find myself.
Did he make a recording of yesterday's show?
I didn't get a chance to ask him, but I'll look into it.
His niece, Diane Zacher, Thomas Williams Jr., and at Cheltenham High School. So, and he was very popular, Zacher. Good night, what? Good night. Goodness. Yeah, okay. We'll torture with one more. Yeah, please. Why wasn't there any food left after the monster party? I don't know. Why wasn't there any food left? Because everyone was a goblin. Everyone was a goblin.
I'm going to drop them all day long.
I have to go through the disc there and find my weather report. Starting off with bad jokes.
And they just kept getting better.
Oh, that was Linda's fault.
Yeah, that's okay.
Breaker.
Go ahead, Breaker.
Lay down my super.
And Sandbagger. Train. On Classic Radio Roundup.
We're getting out here early before the net starts, and it's nice and quiet.
Hey, Harry Belafonte. Serious Moon. And then Hoop-Dee-Doo. And the Fawn.
Well, hello, David. I'm not sure what all is going on.
Treat.
Sound like somebody's playing a radio intermittently. Hello, David. Hello, Pete. And who else?
Three people
There.
Hello, Night Train, Countywide Radio. That's me, looking for my broadcast weather report.
10 Roger. Well, train is coming on tonight.
And in addition to any daily activities, these...
See, I let this thing warm up, so it should be sounding all right. Y'all let me know if it don't. My Regency Imperial.
Regency Imperial sounds good on my Sonar FS 23 breaker.
Evening, Night Train.
Good evening, Sparky. How you doing this evening?
Good.
Is that a Browning, or is that...
Yes, that's a king!
Pink?
King, he said.
It's a real thing. nothing like the real demon.
I don't have an efficient way of doing this.
You need to be able to cue it up.
Well, I made it all one song, you know, it's not that way. Didn't break it up into anything. It's all one, the whole thing. Three discs.
You can't freeze it in the middle of the program and just pause it and start it again.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can, but like I can't. I have to. Well, I can switch over to my dummy load, I guess, but then I have to rearrange to get over to the dummy load and to cue it up. I'm trying to cue it up, but there's no way for me to listen. There's no audio out of my jammican over here without transmitting.
Sister.
Oh, you don't have a speaker.
No, because it's hooked up to the radio.
Ooh.
I got a PSA coming up. You want to hear me on broadcast radio doing a PSA?
I heard it when you did it the first time.
I just wanted to see if there was any difference coming out of that audio-wise than my audio here.
Of course, I didn't hear it over the air. I heard it streaming on the computer.
Oh, I meant to mention, yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, not today, yesterday, I drove home, and that RTI or whatever was off the air. And I was like, man, how lucky am I? Yeah, Tuesday. I was like, how lucky am I? Today they were back on the air, but yesterday they were off the air, and I got to hear my dad almost all the way home on the drive.
Oh, bugger. I probably could have heard him up here then. I could have put him on while I was outside, but I figured, I'll never hear that up here with RTJ or, from Thorndale coming in.
Yeah, well, it was off the air. It was off the air. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, now I can find out how far I can really hear this thing.
I can actually hear him up here. If I drive into a certain point where the other one nulls out, I can hear him.
Yeah, well, you would have heard him Tuesday.
A lot of years, too. Pete, what do we got on the community bulletin board here?
On the bulletin board, the Central Bucks Senior Center, located at 700 North Shandy Retreat Road in Doylestown, is looking for new members. The Senior Center is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for seniors 55 and older. And membership is $12 a year.
That's got to be the biggest bargain in the world, except for what they charge you for lunch.
$12 a year, but lunch is served daily. A $2 donation is asked.
Yeah.
And in addition to their many daily activities, they sponsor trips and bake and sell cinnamon buns. So for $2 lunch, you get cinnamon buns. Where do I sign up?
Let's go.
I got a couple of years.
You got a couple of years.
For more information, 215-348-0565, or stop by for a visit and see what the Senior Center is all about.
And for printed copies, please write Classic Radio Roundup. That was pretty cool. You should have did the phone number twice, though.
How do I sound? Broadcast radio versus 11-meter radio, Brega?
Something's wrong in the translation there.
I like it. You sound more animated.
Who doubled with Bagger?
Train did.
Come on, Train.
I said it sounds superior to what we do here.
I have fun with working with my dad on the air, man. It's just fun. He and I cue off each other pretty well.
Yeah, you guys did a good job on that. It was professional.
Yeah, I got three over a little over 3 hours of that. Well, there's music in between, but doing the DJ thing. It was fun.
Pete, the meter on the Imperial is starting to go back down toward the zero and swing a little higher, but I still haven't been able to get it to do a full span. In other words, it doesn't give you your money's worth. There's a small margin that the meter works between.
Yeah, I gave up on mine too. It doesn't. I settled for it being right on the upper scale, but then mine settles down around like a 2 or or a 3 is the bottom. Yeah, you don't get your money's worth. But, if I fooled around with it probably and replaced everything in the circuit for metering, it probably fix the problem. But not necessarily. It could be in the meter itself.
Yeah, so it goes down to 2 pounds. When you talk, it goes up to 5 pounds.
And when I talk, it goes to where?
Just right before the 7.
Wow, you really aren't getting your money's worth. This FS23 gives you more than your money's worth. Everybody gets a higher signal than typical.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, she's not giving everybody their money's worth. Bagger's not getting his money's worth. I know he don't like no 7.
No, not from as close as I am.
Trust me when I tell you this, it's just the meter. Everything else is fine.
You give me just about a 10/9. I think Bagger's like an 8.5.
That's about right.
Oh no, you're just over a 9. He's just under the 10, you're just over the 9.
Okay, so it's a little loose, little generous.
Yeah, I'll take it. It works.
I'm sure if you really wanted to, there's an adjustment in there somewhere for it.
I'll tell you, for incoming here, I don't think that you can get much better for sound quality.
Now, tubes will do that. Tubes always have good sound quality.
My Brownings don't have this kind of sound coming in. This is a beautiful, warm tone. Even Pete's radio station, that thing was, you can go ahead and listen to it. And in between key-ups, it's almost drop dead quiet.
You're going to find out with that Imperial, that's the radio to go to when it's crowded. That keeps the stuff on the side at bay. I like that radio. And you'll also find out when people are off your frequency.
What happens?
Do they sound fuzzy, or they start sidebanding, or they're just not clear. That thing's got a narrow pass band, but yet still produces high fidelity, which in my mind I can't quite figure out how they do it, but I'm no engineer.
I'm kind of blown away by, the quality. I hope it sounds as good going out as it does coming in.
Well, Countywide Radio LLC is documenting this week's edition of Classic Radio Roundup for posterity, and will be uploaded on my YouTube. Classic Radio Roundup video game.
Well, this is the night train, and we're running a Regency Imperial, giving it a little bit of airtime. We do have a Regency range gain, but it went off frequency on its own accord.
I hate when it does that.
Yeah, it was a perfectly working radio, and then one day I came on the air, and lo and behold, I was one whole channel off. I turned this and I turned that, and when I knew anything, I ain't have nothing.
Well, I'm enjoying this Sonar FS23 having its debut on Classic Radio Roundup.
I'm working on this work in progress here, this Cobra 139, which
preamp
is
on.
slowly but surely getting closer and closer to where it should be.
It sounds really good. And Sparky, which of the Brownings are you running?
I think there's a long distance breaker.
That would be the Mark III. Mr. Night Train, go ahead, breaker.
Just checking to see out there if there's a long distance breaker.
Well, the Mark III sounds nice coming in here, too.
Hey, 10-4, yeah, this one's got a good speaker, man. Everybody's sounding good tonight.
Now, what about you, 44 Dave? What might you be running?
Well, you have to figure that out. What do you think I'm running?
I think you're running the 130, either that or the Cobra 2000, but I think it's the 130.
No, it's the J.C. Penney Pinto.
I about forgot you had that. 10-4?
Sorry? just figured I'd hook that up and have a change.
And give it some air time.
That radio's real clean, 44.
And 4.
Yeah, it does sound good.
Sparky, how's the Regency sounding?
Nice and smooth, man. Mellow. I don't hear any edge on it. You're not booming in. But then, I don't trust this Browning meter. I can make that thing say anything.
Roger that. Well, we're only doing about 35, maybe less. Actually less, because the Imperial does not put out much of a carrier.
Yeah, that's correct. About 1.5 watts. Mm-hmm.
That thing is train approved. And there ain't no boofy, baby.
Booming in. That has nothing to do with the meter reading. Booming in is your sound, what you sound like.
Specifications are subject to change. Oh, incidentally, the sonar is excellent.
Yeah, for me it's visual though too. I like looking at the meter, and some of you guys, man, will slam that meter. What can I say?
Yeah, I watch the meter when I'm talking, regardless to whether it's lying or telling the truth. I still watch that rascal.
Yeah, you want to have some meter action, something like this. Boom! And I'm in the house! Countywide!
My meter just pegged. Blink!
And we're not later on tonight. Anybody here from operator?
Earlier.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it sounds like mosquito.
Right back, nice chain.
Hello out there, Skeeter. Where are you, Skeeter?
I'm at the home 20.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, this meter does lie.
What do you mean the meter's lying?
You're in the mud.
In the mud?
Yeah, I only got 5 pounds on you.
Doggone. I don't know what's wrong with your radio.
Well, it could be you on the beam and got it turned away from me, too.
Yeah?
And 4.
Now it's coming up.
Me and this barefoot Browning.
Hey, Roger. When'd you get in there, Skeeter?
I've been in here since about 7:30.
Roger that. I had this one warming up when I came in. I turned it on and just turned the volume down and just let it marinate a little bit there. 10-4?
10-4 is definitely, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't want to come on with it just freshly turned on, because something might have would have went wrong.
I did. I turned my Mark III on, turned it off the antenna, and the mic key down was locked down tight. I came back about 10 minutes and I put it on the antenna and took off down the road.
Hey, Roger.
That drains my battery. It must have been keyed down all week. With the unit off, of course, but...
Did you get a new battery?
Oh, you bet I did. I stole one at the boy's remote control car.
Bad daddy.
He's not going to be happy.
Incidentally, it does operate on the 15A channel.
27.145.
You can put the mall down on that car.
I can't wait till he tries it, because I will drop the hall of that car.
Break channel.
I don't know what it'll do. It'll probably just freeze up or keep on going.
I heard a break in there.
Yeah, breaker. breaker.
Righty, Channel 13, Catfish is in the mobile.
Hello, Catfish Mobile. Welcome to Classic Radio Roundup.
How is everybody tonight?
10, 8, and straight.
Doing good, Catfish. Where are you?
Route 309 and 113.
Copy on the Route 309 and 113. That makes me think of 217. Remember, he was always at the 309 Cinema, doing the best he can.
He's up there in Tickle's neighborhood.
Whatever happened to that guy? He talks to some of the guys on the ham band, but he moved out towards like Lebanon or something. I remember passing him a couple times on the highway.
I took Sparky's advice. How's my Cobra 29 sound tonight?
It sounds good, man. That squeal, it's gone. Did you get them ferrites?
Yeah, and that's pretty good.
He dropped down there. He was in last night. It was like had this real high pitched, mixed in with some muddy sound, which is RF coming back.
But it's really funny. I've heard it, like St. Patrick's Day things like that. It's a good song. I can't play it here. It doesn't fit the format.
Yeah, he's
What do you call a
fencing now.
goblin who gets too close to a bonfire, Pete?
Oh no, not picket fencing. Yeah, that's a cross reference. Somebody read the technician class book thoroughly.
We've got cards on what it's going to be. See them. You guys out on Sonar radio station.
Yeah.
Big band. Premium.
Did you do change radios?
No, still on the Cobra.
Did it come up an amplifier?
It's you like.
I just switched a couple cables around.
I see a difference in the meter reading stuff.
Really? I think it would make much of a difference. Thank you.
Like Bagger.
You like, but it has to be. Look
A
out.
little bit more power.
Front and side.
Maybe 3 dB more.
$35 day.
Very cool.
It's going to be. Had people telling Pete that they're just mailing it today, and here's how. Partly.
Sitting here monitoring this cosmic scanner site here to see what signals are doing out that way.
Bagger, were you able to hear the gentleman that Sparky was talking to?
No, not at all.
Alright, I was just wondering whether the old Regency was physically challenged.
He was up in that bad direction.
Yeah, I had a very, very faint copy, not even enough to hold a conversation with him.
Yeah, that Spring Mountain knob sitting up there like a big eraser head.
Oh yeah.
He said knob.
Hello, Dave.
It wasn't Dave, it was Night Train that spoke to you.
Hello, Night Train.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay.
You sounding good, man.
Thank you kindly. You're not doing too bad yourself.
Everybody's sounding good tonight.
Yeah, right, because it's Classic Radio Wednesday.
Where quality audio is the norm.
And where the quality goes in before the name goes on.
Triple.
I remember that.
Who was it, though?
It was Quasar by Motorola with the works in the drawer.
Do you remember the little jingle that went with it?
Quasar!
That's right.
I remember that logo, Quasar.
You know, those quasars are illegal. If you get caught with some of them rascals in your car, they'll take you in. What? Quasars. Hey, wait, no, these ain't no quasars, officer.
I don't need a prescription for a quasar.
I think you got that confused with a quaalude.
That's true. I'm just kidding around.
You know, back in the day, there used to be a guy with the handle of quasar out of Lansdale.
I remember that.
He used to work for the TV shop over there.
That's where he got his handle from.
And forth.
I worked for a TV shop in Lansdale back in like 78 or 79.
Down by Line Street?
Right across from the train station.
And for this guy was down by Line Street, down from McDonald's.
Yeah, they had tube testers there. Ah, yes, the infamous tube testers. In every drugstore.
I have one that's going to be willed to me.
What, a drugstore job?
Yeah, big old cabinet type tube tester. I already laid my eyes and laid claim to it.
Oh, I used to like them. Some of them were really cool.
It is pretty cool. Big giant meter and all the tube sockets you could imagine up top, plus adapters.
We can go over to Countywise and have our tubes tested, especially the exotic stuff.
Countywide Radio, your tube testing central, just like the pharmacy of old, down on a corner.
They would even test vibrators.
They sure did. I remember all that. I used to go around the corner, man, and up the street.
Be careful what context you use testing your vibrator in.
Yes, I know. I have to watch my diction when I'm talking about vibrators.
Heard that. Yeah, I wonder why they call it a vibrator anyway. Either that or one of the two of them should be given another name.
Thing sits in there and vibrates to create high voltage AC.
And it vibrates.
To make high voltage AC. So you can convert that to DC for high voltage.
Dave, do you have a zero noise level over there?
I have an S1.
What's in it? Is it just hash or you hear voices?
A little of both.
Alright, I don't hear that voice.
Yeah, there is somebody in there talking that's way too far away for me to make out what they're saying, though.
They must be on your side of the hill.
I don't know about that. The beam's pointed southeast, or east-southeast, so...
Pete, a good question for you.
Oh, I got answers.
Does the Imperial use 6 BA6s in between the RF stages?
I don't recall. I'd have to look it up. But I want to say no right off.
I'm almost thinking that maybe we have a weak tooth somewhere here in the receive.
That's always possible.
I'll have my glasses with me, but hang on, bear with me. I got the book.
10-4.
Uh-oh, get out the old man glasses.
Alright. The stages from from the antenna, 6ES8 is V1. Then the next one in line looks like 6BC8 V3. V4 is a 6BJ6. V5 is a 6BJ6. The noise limiter is a 12AL5. Let's see. And then the rest of it is, you know, your squelch amp, AF amp. So that's all your receiver tubes right there. The 6ES8, BC8, BJ6, two of those. So there you are. That's the front end tubes.
10-4, yeah. So no 6BA6s in between. Otherwise, I probably could have popped a couple in.
No, not in this rig. V3, your second receive oscillator, is also a 6BC8. I think, yeah, that's the second. Okay, never mind. That's the second part of the same tube. But yeah, it's ES8, BC8, BJ6 are your front end tubes.
10-4.
Tubes out boobs.
Wasn't there a movie called The Boob Tube?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, there was something, but I don't know if it was a movie or not.
6AQ5 push-pull audio modulator.
Yeah, what are they using for modulation in here, Pete?
6BQ5, or I'm sorry, 6AQ5.
Roger. And push-pull, so is it two of them, or is it all in one?
No, there's two of them in push-pull.
Roger.
You got a 6AN8 audio amp, a 6AN8 phase inverter, and then the two modulator AQ5s going to your 12BH7. Both sides of that is your final. That's a really, Dave and I discussed that. That thing, that's a tricky setup. It's making power out of that final, or you know, has capability thereof. It's only coasting along.
This is a beautiful radio, man.
Show you right.
Love is a beautiful thing.
Did you say that was an Imperial or an Imperial 2?
Just a straight up Imperial.
They're the same radio, pretty much. The Imperial 2 added a noise blanker, but otherwise they're the same radio. Cosmetics, different color, but they look the same.
But if you take a bite out of one, do you get a crown on your head?
You might.
Remember that margarine commercial? They take a bite and then the crown would pop on their head?
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, Imperial margarine.
Yeah, Imperial margarine, I remember.
Do you know that margarine is not good for you in no kind of way?
Absolutely not. It's worse than butter could ever possibly be.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with butter. They just try to discredit it probably to make you buy margarine, but butter is a milk product. There's no more harm in eating butter than there would be to have ice cream.
Well, you know, all these people think, you know, low fat and, you know, trying to lose weight, so they come up with all these artificial products that are lower in fat and lower in sugar and lower in cholesterol, and, you know, it ends up being worse for you. My rule of thumb is, if it comes from God, it's fine. If it comes from man, it's probably bad.
You got that right. What they need to do is ride their bicycles. But at any rate, yeah, they need to ride their bike.
The more complex something is, probably the worse it is for you.
The more complex something it is, the easier it is to screw it up.
What about a B complex?
Or a personality complex.
Well, high fructose is one of your major enemies in this business.
Not to get off the subject, but did you hear the latest on that butterfly, or whatever they call it, moth, that's in the area, the spotted lanternfly?
What's this now?
About the spotted lanternfly that's in the area.
What about it?
Well, it's similar to the way a stink bug got here, and it's in, I guess, lower Berks County, and it eats the crops, it eats wood, trees, forest, and stuff like that.
Another destructive Chinese import.
That's right. It comes from China and Japan and places like that.
That's a shame.
Well, we just need to eradicate that too.
More Chinese junk.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do without junk from China.
The stink bug population has reduced. For what reason is unknown.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you because I don't see very many stink bugs this year. I mean, I was killing so many over the last couple of years that maybe I'll put a dent in their population. They don't come back anymore because there's no more left.
Well, it did get down to like -5 last winter.
We were all on that campaign. I know I was, and I did see a few, but just that's it, a few.
Yeah, it was war on stink bugs. For every one stink bug you kill, that's 20 less babies that could be born.
Yeah. I kill everyone I see.
Suck them right up into the vacuum cleaner, squish them, bottle them, any way to eradicate.
But I kill them with me bare hand.
They're fair game.
I just throw them into a jug, but the reason there's not so many is because it got down to like -10, last winter, remember?
Yeah, stink bugs do not like cold. That's one nice thing about cold weather. It'll kill stink bugs.
It don't kill them, it puts them in hibernation. Now, they had a big article in Mercury today about that. They had a meeting in Olney at the school about that there. They have quarantine out at different areas.
You mean because of this fly?
Yeah.
I wonder how do you impose a quarantine on a fly?
Well, the different products, they have to be inspected thoroughly before they can be shipped out. They can't move firewood from that area to another area.
Oh, wow.
And the wood crates and stuff, they inspect them before they're shipped out.
How bad is the situation, Dave?
They say it's pretty bad, and if they don't get it under control, it'll get out of hand. That's why they're getting on it early. They say even vehicles that are parked outside that aren't being used, they say they infest them.
Well, they need to get some spray, man, like they do. Get in a helicopter, man, at nighttime when nobody ain't looking. And sneak out there and spray.
They need the clean kill for bugs.
They need Fred's voodoo needles, the ganja dip ones.
Available exclusively at Fred's Discount Voodoo Emporium.
Where our motto is, if you want someone dead, come and see Fred.
Sole importer of Grandma Jemima's Ganja Dip Stainless Steel Voodoo Doll Needles.
And coming soon for the Christmas holidays, if you buy a 10-pack of Voodoo Ganja Dip needles, we'll throw in 1 bottle of deer tick ointment at no extra charge.
Act now, hurry! Supplies are limited.
Specifications are subject to change. Terms and conditions as by all rights reserved.
Join in matrimony with a girl who serves for money, and Angeline will be mine.
Louis Prima, Angelina. You know what? That particular track is a much older version than the one that was released on several of his LPs, and I like it. I found it some time ago, and I play it. It's just a little bit differently, and played a little bit differently, and I like it. Before that, Jack Teagarden doing the Fats Waller tune called Handful of Keys, and that's from a Teagarden Sextet CD, live in Chicago, 1960 and 61. And Lester Lannon kicked us off with Sunny Side of the Street, and that's a medley.
For the weather.
Whether or not.
Sun mixing with clouds today, high of 76 degrees. Tuesday night will be a low of 61 degrees, mostly dark, a couple of showers late. Wednesday, a high of 71, 48 degrees for the low, with some stray showers and some sun. Thursday, mostly sunny and cooler, a high of 61, going down to 45 overnight. Friday, cool again at 59 degrees for the high, 40 for the low. Clouds and breaks of sun. Saturday, it's cooler. Partly sunny, 48 degrees high, 36 for the low.
215-674-8002.
You got a copy on me?
I hear you.
Hey, David, I've got on my new SBE console too.
Yeah, you sound a little fuzzy though. What's up with that?
I don't know, I just got it. I need a radio check.
I'm glad you said it, because it is fuzzy.
Yeah, it sounded clean and then it turned fuzzy, like you're overdriving something.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Standing by.
Standing by to stand by. Hurry up and stand by.
Watch the tram car, please.
Yeah, wake up and go to sleep. I'm sorry, but the number you have reached has been disconnected.
That's the military mantra. Hurry up and wait.
All right, now how's this sound? Is this a lot better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. I got off the D104 and got on this unamplified desk mic.
Now you're train approved.
Yeah, your loudness got lower, but it's clean now.
Just like an SBE should be.
And you are train approved.
Oh, thank you, Night Train. I'll put the stamp right on top.
Yeah, put the train stamp on there.
That's correct.
Doot doot.
We're gonna have to get on the computer and design a train approved stamp that we could then get made and put them on all these radios.
It'll have like a freight train, and then probably some sort of seal, you know what I mean, with 2 horses reared up, one on either side of the center of the freight train, they had like, with their tails and everything and the manes flying.
Hey, you gotta get an etched in there, no decal.
I was thinking more along the lines of some hopped up steam engine belching out some smoke with a cow catcher on the front and, just looking all kinds of menacing there.
Yeah, a classic locomotive. That's right.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it would be a classic locomotive, but it would have those 2 horses, one on either side, kind of with their feet up on the side of it. You know how they do those little thingies, different flags in different counties and stuff like that, they have those horses, and then they have a little thing. This time they'll be up against the side of a train.
Oh, I see. Upper side and lower side.
There you are.
And your radio has been train approved.
I'm waiting for a real weak signal to come in to see if I can hear it any better.
It is not train approved radio unless it bears the authentic train approval stamp. And you will know this logo because it is unlike any other. The train stamp of approval. Guaranteed not to be boofy.
Well, I'm glad I'm train approved. Because this little console too, I like this little sucker. Just needs a little work, but it's a pretty radio.
Yeah, I got a couple of them here at home. One of them I intend to get rid of someday, and one I intend to keep, Roger.
Oh boy. This one, and I'm going to fire up another SBE I bought. I bought a Trinidad 2, the little box station. I'll fire that one up here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, that sounds better, Top Gun, than your big radio.
That's boring. Oh, you're really starting to try to get something going there.
Phone call coming in, y'all.
Oh, now he's got to run this phone.
Yeah, now he's running away. He busts on your regular station and runs away.
Yeah, right. I like this radio. I like it when you key it up. It has that big that says on the air. I just love that. Yeah, on the air on Classic Radio Roundup. What's going on, Top Gun? Sparky waving up your way. Hey, not much, Sparky. How you doing? How's this console 2 sounding down there? Good, really good, man. It's not booming, but I wonder if that D104 maybe just had a battery going low or something. It could. I mean, these things are wired up just like a Cobra, and I just happen to have a D104 wired up to Cobra, and I grabbed it, and I guess I got to check all that out. It's been sitting around for a while with a cover over top of it, so I'll have to check that out tomorrow, make sure the battery's good. It might be turned up a little too high. But this desk mic here, this unamplified FBE desk mic, works good on, so far, 2 of them that I got. Like I said, I'm going to fire up this Trinidad 2 here in a little bit, see how that's working. Well, that mic's good, man. That's a good matchup right there. Is that the one that looks like the Turner +2 side SSB? Yeah, it's black. It's got the lock on it. I guess I'm not much familiar with Turner stuff. Yeah, that might be a Turner microphone. No, this is an SBE. Says it right on it. They made this and they made an amplified desk mic too. Same thing, but it was amplified. And I've been looking at one of them, but I don't know. This microphone, everyone seems to like this one, so maybe I shouldn't go spend money I don't have to. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about, Top Gun. It's called like the super modulator or something. It's kind of like hex-shaped, the head on it. It's got wood grain for better performance. No, this thing's all black. It's all black, comes up. It's got like a stem on it and a round microphone, and it's small. Yeah, we like that sideband engineer equipment on the Classic Radio Roundup. You got that right.
Yeah, well, I'm on the Classic Radio Roundup debut of the Sonar FS 23 at Countywide Radio, LLC.
All right, now I know this one's working. Let me hook up my Trinidad 2 and see what happens with that. Makes me wonder if they made a Trinidad 3. Actually, they did. 40 channel.
And a 4.
man, down in Trinidad.
Trinidad Tobago, man.
Every once in a while, I see the ham equipment on there. SBE ham equipment.
Anybody want to hear a logic puzzle?
Uh-oh, about to play word games.
It's something similar to what Dave was trying to get at yesterday. Alright, how can you throw a ball as hard as you can and have it come back to you? Even if it doesn't bounce off anything, there is nothing attached to it, and no one else catches or throws it back to you.
Can do that one more time.
How can you throw a ball as hard as you can and have it come back to you? Even if it doesn't bounce off anything, there is nothing attached to it, and no one else catches or throws it back to you.
Throw it straight up in the air.
You are correct.
My light says air on it right there. Good evening, Classic Radio Roundup.
Good evening, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Yes, sir, go ahead. Sparky waving, Tim. Hey, Sparky, everybody else.
Hello, Tim. Spitfire waving at you.
Hello, Pete.
Sounding good tonight, as always.
Somebody way out there on the Browning.
Oh, no, I must have doubled with somebody. Night train waving.
There's more than one Browning floating around here.
Hey, Night Train, how you doing?
Doing all right. I checked on that Jean. It was a different lady, man. Did you catch that, Tim?
Nah, I didn't. You down a little bit to me tonight. I'm getting a little bit of noise here.
All right. Yeah, I said I checked on that Jean, and it turns out she was a different lady altogether.
10-4. What were they for?
Come again?
Repeat what you said again?
Remember the lady that we thought we shared a mutual acquaintance with, named Jean?
Yeah.
It turns out it was just two different ladies that have the same name, man.
Really?
Yeah. She couldn't recollect none of that.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, that was a coincidence. 10-4?
10-4. Yeah, the reason why I ask is you don't hear that name every day, you know?
Yeah, it seems so legitimate, man. I called her the same night and left a message. Then we talked the next day.
10-4. Alright, I just want to say hi to everybody. I'll be sitting here listening.
Evening, Tim.
Evening, Dave.
Yeah, boy.
Mike channel.
Go ahead, Top Gun.
Hey, now here we are on another SBE. This is Trinidad 2.
So Roger, it still sounds nice. It's a little bit more quieter than the other one, but they both have that same quality.
10-4. Thanks for the radio check there, Night Train.
Tim Roger, so if you put them both through a clean amp, they'll be both train approved. Give him the train stamp of approval seal.
Well, I'm gonna have to stamp the approval mark on top of both of them.
Wonder where Operator Ron is tonight.
Who knows what evil lurks in Operator Mind's main?
Hey, I didn't realize that this microphone volume was turned down like that. Is that better for everybody?
Crank it up, crank it up.
Yeah, that thing was turned down by mistake. There it is. That's where it should be.
That sounds more better.
I should tape that baby in place, but I hate the look. I wouldn't want to see that.
10 Roger, right on.
Bagger, do you remember Good Greater Lady?
Do I remember who?
Good Greater Lady. You know how you say good Googa Mooga? Good Greater Lady.
Oh, I thought it was Good Gracious Alive. Good Gracious Alive.
Well, Good Greater Lady came from, it derived from Good Gracious Alive. Goodness Gracious Alive. That's how it started. Then after a while it was Good Gracious Alive. Then it was Good Greater Lady.
I see. They cost reduced it as time went on.
Yeah, it's probably cost effective, Roger.
Roger. 27.115. Your smooth operator.
That's because you switch radios. Hey, Tim, is things any better now? I turned the volume up on the microphone.
Yeah, I hear you better now.
Yeah, that was definitely an accident. It must have gotten touched.
10-4.
Yeah.
Is that you, Bagger?
Yes, sir.
What are you working on tonight?
What am I working on? I just switched over to my Galaxy.
What are you using for a mic on that, man? That thing sounds awesome.
Yes, it's my high frequency, high fidelity enhanced Galaxy 2547 with my Echo Max 2000 microphone.
And for the Echo Master. It's got really good quality audio.
Yeah, I had to make it this way. It didn't come out of the box like that.
10-4.
Yeah, listening on the cosmic scanner here. This thing doesn't sound bad.
I wonder where Chuck is tonight.
He was in there earlier. I'm still here.
Well, hello, Chuck.
Good evening.
Yeah, I can't get this S meter to work right.
Did you ohm out any parts in the metering circuit?
No, I've only opened it up once, and that was to replace a 6AL5 tube. Other than that, man, I haven't been inside of it. I did not do it.
Yeah, that would be my guess, what the problem is.
Well, I was thinking it could possibly be the tube that feeds that S meter circuit too, It could be weak.
sandbagger.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, how's this Trinidad sound compared to the console?
That one sounds just as clean.
Okay, another trained-approved base station.
Absolutely. Put a done stamp on it.
Yeah, I've been on an SBE kick here lately.
I can't blame you. I like SPE myself. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah, as far as the old radios go, not being a tube radio, I would go with this. But, yeah, I just got a thing for them. And I got these. They were 20 bucks a piece. They were sitting in somebody's garage.
That's the best kind of deal right there.
Okay, well, I'm glad this one works.
Yeah, it's working in fine style, right on frequency and crystal clear.
That's all I can ask for.
Where specifications are subject to change, terms and conditions may apply. Printed copies are unavailable upon request. Responsible replies are invited.
Sponsored this hour by the 05 Technical Institute.
Where our motto is, if you buy it, we'll fry it.
And if you're dissatisfied, send back the unused portion for no refund.
Yes, and a big customer service blow up over the internet on some forum somewhere.
How about it, Pete?
Hello, Top Gun.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I'm living the dream and still making steam. Working this glow-on-glass Sonar FS 23.
That's well. I must be making the trip down there.
Yeah, I just got my low side tube pill on tonight.
Yeah, 1040. That's what I'm running.
Yeah, it's so quiet. It's nice to have a laid-back local classic radio roundup.
My favorite kind.
Yeah, Minnie.
Yeah, tea straight and less spilling.
You want to come up?
Can you have any more of those riddles?
Nah, not really.
I got one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Give me a moment.
I will talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Top Gun, why are you leaving?
I'm not. You said give me a moment. I said, okay, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, all right, 10-4.
Yeah, it's like that old, how do you keep a dummy in suspense? I'll tell you tomorrow.
Well, I didn't mean it like that.
Come on, tell me now. Please, tell me, buddy. Oh, my. Where you going? Roommates. Yes, buddy. I got a mini in my lap.
Dog, lapdog. Yeah, I should open my door and let the cat in. She'll want to sit on my lap for a while.
Yeah, well, he may be a small dog, but he's bigger than a cat.
Well, that's true. He's probably twice as big as a cat.
It's hard to judge because he's at least 1/3 fluff.
Is that the one that was barking at your radio?
Yeah, you saw that on the gate?
Yeah, what's that, a mini Sheltie? Or Sheltie?
That's right.
Oh, they're great dogs.
Yeah, he's almost too smart.
They're great dogs as long as you don't have a Demco satellite sitting around.
All right, Tim. My goodness. Man, I get a brain fart. Ken.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, listen carefully, everyone. What number comes next in the following sequence? 2, 4, 8, 10, 20. What number comes next in the following sequence? 2, 4, 8, 10, 20.
$40.
No.
22.
That is correct. Who got that?
I did.
Who is I?
That's what I was going to say. I was thinking about that one for a while.
Was that you, Chuck?
Yes, it was.
Hey, Roger.
Yeah, I usually suck at these number pattern quizzes. I don't know.
What is full of holes but can still hold water?
A spigot.
No, full of holes.
And still hold water.
That is correct.
Holy water.
No.
Sponge, one day.
Who said sponge?
I did.
You got it.
Ow.
No, you didn't waste it.
I got a thing on my phone called Trivia Crack. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You get so addicted to it. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff. History, geology, everything, art, science. It's a little bit of everything. It's pretty cool.
Keeps your brain in tune. What word in the English language is always spelled incorrectly?
The word incorrectly.
That is correct.
Yeah, I actually saw that one.
And it's probably so simple, too.
In British Columbia, you cannot take a picture of a man with a wooden leg. Why not?
God only knows.
Disrespectful.
No. How about you, 44 Dave?
Yeah, I missed that. Say that again.
In British Columbia, you cannot take a picture of a man with a wooden leg.
Because wooden legs aren't cameras.
That is correct, Chuck. Chuck's got 2.
What was the answer to that one?
Because you can't take a picture with a wooden leg.
Oh.
You need a camera.
Yeah, that's one you're really going to think about.
Oh my God. This is word games. This is right up my alley.
Did you hear the latest statistic that's out there?
What is that, Dave?
Last year, there were 4,153,237 people that got married.
Wow.
And how many of them got divorced after 5 years?
Now, what's wrong with that statement? Yeah, how many of them got married on Valentine's Day?
picture of Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, he's kind of odd.
Yeah, he married himself, remember that?
Preach, marrying the church.
Alright, it's a stormy night, and a plane takes off from JFK Airport in New York. The storm worsens and the plane crashes. Half lands in the United States and the other half lands in Canada. In which country do you bury the survivors?
You don't bury survivors.
That's as old as the dinosaur I rode in on.
Well, maybe somebody else don't know it. Anybody else?
I said you don't bury survivors.
Alright, you must have doubled with Dave.
Dad Ford.
You're poopy.
Those are the kind of jokes they tell elementary school kids.
Yeah, that's like the Pollock jokes.
Boy, what's next?
Alright, here's one. This will twist you guys a little bit. How many you subtract the number 2 from the 50?
25.
No. Who said 1?
The Lafayette station.
That is correct.
If you subtract 2 from 50, it's no longer 50.
Train.
Yeah.
Seagulls fly over the sea. What kind of birds fly over the bay?
I didn't quite get that one.
Seagulls fly over the sea. What kind of birds fly over the bay?
Seagulls.
Bagels.
Here's one for you, Train. How many months of the year have days?
Yeah, all of them.
Can't get past 44.
I'll keep quiet. Leave somebody else answer.
I got one for you, 44.
Go ahead.
If you're running in a race, ask the guy that's in second place, what place would you be?
First.
Second.
Second is correct.
That's right, because you didn't pass the guy in first place.
That's right.
Goofy.
Goofy, baby.
Give us some more there, Night Train.
Classic Radio Roundup, Word Game Edition.
Oh, you're right.
Hey, Night Train.
Yeah.
About the Volkswagen going down the hill.
Oh yeah, so cute. Alright guys, so imagine you're in a Volkswagen, it's yellow. You're traveling down a hill, which is very steep, like a 45. Your brakes fail. You're coming for a cliff. What do you do?
Downshift.
No? Anybody else?
Scream like a little girl.
No? Anybody else?
Turn the corner.
Jump out.
No, none of those work.
You want me to tell him?
Yeah.
You stop imagining.
Stop imagining you're in a little yellow Volkswagen going down a hill.
I still like screaming like a little girl while I'm imagining going down a hill with no brakes.
Hey, Train.
We people.
I knew that would get him, Train.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Train.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why do you lean the bicycle against the wall?
Come again with that one.
Why do you lean a bicycle against the wall?
Well, I'd say to keep it standing.
Because it's too tired.
That's cute. I like that.
That is good.
You guys seen the bed?
Come again, Ron?
Have you guys ever seen the bed? The burning bed? The bed. What do you mean, the bed? A bed. Have you guys ever seen the bed? Well, whose bed are we talking about? It could be anybody's bed. Bed? No, why in it? You ever seen a bed? No, it was never made up. I made that 20 years ago.
Did you really?
Yeah. You made your bed 20 years ago and you haven't fixed it since? I've been lying in it.
Most all of us have a photographic memory, but not all of us have film.
There you go. What word in the English language becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? That is correct, Bagger.
Do that again.
What word in the English language becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it?
That went over Skeeter's head. You hear about the 2 snowmobilers that froze to death up by the tower up in the hill?
Come again, Dave.
I said, did you hear about the 2 snowmobilers that froze to death while they were snowmobiling up on the hill that were up by the tower?
No, I never heard that.
They were waiting for the light to change.
Hey, Roger. A clerk at a butcher shop stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He wears a size 13 sneaker. What does he weigh?
Me?
Dave, you should have gave somebody else a chance.
Okay, I'm on the side. I'm listening.
Why is a giant's nose only 11 inches long?
Because if it was any longer, it'd be a foot.
Well, that's right. If it was 12, it'd be a foot. And that was my joke when I was 7 on Wee Willie Weber.
You know, I did work for him, Bill Weber, countywide. I worked in his home, along with him and Constance. I did the bathroom and the kitchen.
I was on his TV show.
And Roger. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I got one more for you guys. Wait a minute. A. Let's see. D. Each letter represents one note in a diatonic musical scale. Do, re, mi, do, la, ti, do. Wait a minute. I don't even understand this my own self.
Been too technical now. See the deer. Does the deer have a little doe? Yeah, $2.
Stop playing word games. We have one in the Husky Rescue. You know, like the husky. You know, you see a fat husky. That's not a fat. It's not a fat dog. He's just a little husky.
That's right. He just needs to lose like 1 or 2 pounds.
Chili biscuits.
Yeah, why do they call it husky anyway if he's little?
And why do they call chili chili?
Goofy.
Chili today, hot tamale.
Yeah, well, why do you drive on parkways and park on driveways?
Yeah, I always wondered that one too. Driving on a parkway and a park on a driveway.
Yep, there you go. Another one.
I always like to watch Gallagher.
Gallagher with the patented sledge-o-matic?
10-4.
You do that all the time.
Which criterion institutes feet?
You.
Yeah, we're gonna add to the Citizens Band lexicon of terminology here. We're gonna, Boofy. We'll give you full credit for it, Trey. Boofy, the old technical description from how you sound when you don't sound good.
No, that's not it, Bagger. There's got to be a certain criteria met before it's called boofy.
Oh yeah, well, but to sound boofy,
This is called a boofy.
That is correct.
We understand every word.
yeah, boofy is a specific kind of yucky sound, lacking all treble.
That is correct.
He's all about the bass, no treble.
Boofy, baby.
Monkey Man and Marky Mark.
They may hear you.
They may resurrect.
What is it if you're all pinched and there's nothing but highs?
The trouble with trebles. Stay tuned. The next Star Trek episode. Trouble with treble.
Have trouble. Uh-oh. See, I told you.
Gotta watch which pot you stir.
Yeah, or you'll end up with more poop around the ranch house.
Or a bush boogie nearby.
Skeeter.
Or a tree rat transmitter.
Skeeter. Operator. Did you get that picture? Yeah, but I ain't looking at it yet. I want 2 things of wheat, 2 milk chocolates. 2 wheat, 2 chocolate. That's right. Alrighty. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good. Good to hear you in there.
Yeah. That's right. You're sounding good today. I got some white Orbeez.
You sounded pretty good yourself, Ron. You had the channel, you had it all by yourself for a while there.
Yeah, I had a radio that worked that time, huh?
about everybody else.
No, don't feed the kitty.
On Classic Radio Roundup, where specifications are always subject to change without any prior written notice, there are no guarantees written, expressed, or implied. Terms and conditions may vary according to your state and local laws, so please check local listings.
It is awful quiet in here, isn't it? It's a quiet night.
Responsible replies are neither encouraged nor solicited.
That's right, don't wake them up.
Yeah, I don't have much of a noise floor over here.
It's super quiet over here at the county-wide Radio Central Command and Control, located downtown Volcano Crater.
Get so far.
That was a big double.
That was kind of cool. I heard train through my radio receiver, but I heard Pete through Cosmic Spew scanner.
In downtown Spewtown.
Yeah, I heard train. I didn't hear Pete at all.
Rider Radio.
Well, it all depends upon location.
You got an excellent location to get on Spew Radio.
Live, worldwide, Spew Radio.
On the ever-expanding Spew Radio network.
Yeah, now if I can only crack into my router and get mine working again.
Can't you get into it with the password?
Well, if the password hadn't been changed to something else, I don't know. The wife did something, reset something, changed, so I can't get in no more. She denies it, of course.
Of course. That was the demise of the Wheatfields radio connection.
Well, the next time they upgrade the router or whatever, and I got to go through all that crap again, maybe I get in there. Every once in a while, I actually do try. Too much lockdown firewall junk.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse with the next release of Windows.
Adjust it with a small screwdriver, but I don't really see no screw inside of that hole.
I ain't touching that comment with a 10-foot pole.
But an 11-foot pole, you might think about it.
Well, we're talking about the hole in front of the Imperial. Then on the bottom of the estimator for all of you who have their...
I started to, but I'm going to leave it alone.
I'm not touching that with your hands.
You can't reach my hand anyway.
Just a little too hot to handle.
Too hard to handle now.
All on the Classic Radio Network.
Classic Radio round.
Yeah, you and your Galaxy.
That's right.
Thing sounds pretty good on the Sonar.
Yeah, it sounds good on the Cosmic Scanner, too.
This sounds good on the Imperial over here, too.
Yeah, it sounds really good with radio receivers that have good fidelity.
That's the amazing thing about that Imperial, how they pull that off. Narrow bandwidth with high fidelity. I don't know how they work that.
No, it doesn't make sense because, by rule, I mean, to get the sharp bandwidth, you'd have to narrow it, so then you don't get the full fidelity, so I don't know.
You've seen that radio in action. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, it's like my high gain too. Same deal. You know, it's very, very narrow. You get a KCL frequency and you sound like sideman. But well, you know what? I never thought that radio was all that full in the fidelity department, though. So I don't know. Maybe it's good for 3 kilohertz.
I think them Imperials pull off some pretty good fidelity and also narrow bandwidth at the same time. I don't think I know of, none of my other radios can pull that off like that does.
You know, it was one of the regencies that got me hooked on tube radios in the first place. Remember that range gain that you sold to Red Dog?
I should have never let that radio go.
I destroyed that poor radio.
Shame on you.
I should have never let it go. I should have grabbed it when I heard it hooked up with that 3-pill. I should have bought that combination and brought it home.
Yeah, I tried to get more watts out of it, so I went in there with a screwdriver.
Yeah, well, there was no more watts available. It was working as it was supposed to.
It's more like you borrowed Operator Ron's butter knife.
The peak power was there.
I was thinking that, Bagger, but I didn't say it.
That thing was making 13, 14 watts PEP and all kinds of audio left over.
That was a radio with a swing mod in it before there was such a thing as a swing mod.
Show you right.
Yeah, they didn't even know what swing was when they made that one up. And it was full of swing, baby.
Double sideband suppressed carrier.
Yeah, they knew what swing was, but only they called it reduced carrier.
They just didn't call it swing. Swing back then is what they did on the dance floor.
Yeah, it don't have that thing unless it's got that swing.
Swinging your thing.
Once I figured out what them radios were all about, you know, I like them. I like the range gains and the Imperials.
One of these days I'll grab that one that you gave me and see if I can get it to work. That's way down on the list of things to do, though.
That thing stumped me for a while. I just got tired of it. It's just a shame because I really like that one. But I know it's in a good home, so it's alright.
Yeah, it's collecting dust for the moment.
I'll come across another one, and I got my Imperial too, so, you know, I'm all good.
There you go. As long as you got a replacement, you're good to go.
For a long while, that radio was a workhorse, man. I used that thing a lot. I was, you know, having a good time with that radio, so I guess I pretty much got my money's worth out of it before it decided to be stupid on me.
Yeah, you even used to impress the all knobs to the right crowd with that radio.
Yeah, I did. That was. You're right, absolutely right, because it was swing before they knew it was swing.
That's some old junk tube radio? No way.
Yeah. I think that's the radio I was using when I was told I would never get my numbers called and skip, and then there comes old Hightower calling 441 from Canada. Come on.
There you go.
You'll never get your numbers called. Yeah, Hightower from Canada calling 441, Breaker.
Perfect timing.
Knobs to the right crowd.
That's when I know, without a doubt, that's one of them moments. There really is a God. There really, really is.
Yeah, once in a while he throws a bone your direction and, you know, makes your life a little better.
That was way cool. Just because of what was being said, and then there it was. Oh, there is a God. You like that Top Gun? You like that all knobs to the right crowd?
Yeah, but that is classic. I'm going to start my own CV club called that. All knobs to the right club.
All knobs to the right. CV Club.
I did. I thought that was very entertaining.
Every once in a while, we come up with something classic and innovative and new on Classic Radio Roundup.
If you really want to get classic, we'll have to break out the battleship and the chessboards and, you know.
Oh, no, here we go.
Oh, I remember playing chess over the air. And Battleship, too, for that matter.
Absolutely. We used to do it at least once a week.
How about Parcheesi?
That would be a little hard to play over the air.
No, but I remember doing the chess thing.
I like the idea of that battleship.
That would be cool. I think I have a Battleship game here in the house, too.
I know I do, downstairs in the basement. My daughter got it at some point.
Oh, goodness, you know, we might have to do that on a Roundup night. Play some Battleship on the air.
Oh no, you sunk my battleship, you swine.
Battleship night on a Friday night with 27115, where Classic Radios rule. You better watch it. Obama's liable to think you're coming up with something.
Uh-oh.
Guess it's time for me to go to bed.
I guess I'm out of here.
Yeah, well, at least it's 45 minutes later than usual.
All right, Dave. Pete, anybody else in there, Sparky, all you guys, I'll talk at you later.
All right, Top Gun, we understand.
See you, Top Gun.
All right there, Top Gun. Hey, Top Gun, have yourself a good night out there around the dragway, as it were. Old Top Gun, good to have you on Classic Radio Roundup, Sound of Choice down here around the Volcano Crater. 441 countywide radio station.
All right, guys.
We'll see ya. Thanks for stopping by at the Classic Radio Roundup.
In there now.